Some people do it, but they don't show you it, which I think, what's the point? What's the point of showing you how to change a flywheel if you're not going to do the full demonstration so people know how to do it? Guys, welcome back to another video. Now today, we have got to get this DSG flywheel replaced. And let me show you what noise it's making. And I think you've already seen in the Bonnie Blue videos, it is rattling like crazy. But let me get her started up and let me show you the noise that she's making. Now she is pretty rough. I've never took a gearbox off just to replace a clutch. I know that might sound a bit mental, considering I've just done plenty of engines and stuff now. There you go. Should be able to hear that now. She is rattling. So you should be able to hear that. That rattling noise is the flywheel. You can hear it. Watch, get a microphone close to it. So, I don't want to leave it on for too long. How nice does she sound now though? She sounds good, doesn't she? Just rattling her arse off. So, you'll have heard it then when I turned it off. So, driveway gearbox, never done one. Normally just prefer to take the engine out, but you know what, we're going to do it. It's going to be in depth and you guys are going to love it. Let's get into it. So first things first, I'm going to keep this, guys. Normally I'd have music playing, you know what I'm like. I like to keep busy, I like to give you a little bit of entertainment with it, but this is going to be just a full tutorial video because I mean, I've never done it before. So MAF sensor out the way. There is a clip there you've got to take to disconnect your MAF. I didn't put this pipe on yet. Don't worry about it. It's just a pipe that connects to the MAF that I need to put back on. Your box will come out the way. Your air box. We'll put that somewhere safe. So remove the MAF sensor. While I'm doing this as well, I'm going to tidy up the wiring. But I can sort the wiring out now, which is good. So at least you guys know that the DSG, hopefully you've seen, runs and drives now. Now ideally I should have done this before I started putting everything back together, but it means I could start tidying all the tape and stuff up. So, and plus, every time I take it apart, you guys have got to think, I'm learning. This is not my job. This is not my area of expertise. So every time I do something, I'm absolutely learning loads, which, you know, that's all part of the plan, isn't it? All part of the plan. Now look at that water in there. What is all that about? Probably not need to fasten that tight so the water can just naturally drain through. Now I know you've seen people strip this down and do this on YouTube, but nobody's really give you all an in-depth video, an in-depth insight. And just for a minute, take a look at that sky. How nice does that look? Plane going past, it just looks amazing. But look, nobody is give you the insights and in-depth tutorials. Some people do it, but they don't show you it, which I think, what's the point? What's the point in showing you how to change a flywheel if you're not going to do the full demonstration so people know how to do it? So let's get cracking. I'm going to talk you through everything. I'm going to try and just get you on watching it. Let's get cracking. So next up, battery tray has got one more 10mm bolt there. We've got that last 10mm bolt just down here, and that will release our battery tray. Try and keep all my nuts. Oh, just there. How about that? Right, the battery tray should come out now. I'm going to put a couple of holes in the bottom of that battery tray because there's just water and mess and crap all over, as you can see. And it's just building up underneath the battery. I know it's because I haven't got the scuttle panel bit on there, but yeah, put a couple of holes in that before it goes back in, just so the water can naturally drain. Disconnect this strap, disconnect this other strap here for the 2 power supplies. I'm going to take this plug off the starter motor here. I'm also going to take the plug off down there from the DSG gearbox, and I'm going to take these 2 hoses off and I'm going to tip them straight up because I don't want to lose the coolant that's inside there, because I've just put fresh coolant in. Just down there is the gear selector, and it's got a little clip just on the side, so hopefully you can still see that. We're just going to disconnect that here, and that'll then slide off. And there's a little clip also on here, top of the gear selector there, which will slide off. So I'll just show you that now. Just on top of the gear selector, just see there, just prised it up, and as you can see, it's just there. Slide that off and that comes out. That means your cable can go back. We then need to take, there's a little silver clip, you might just be able to see it right on the edge there of the gear selector. I'll show you that. Pulls off, just slides up or slides off without dropping it somewhere. That just comes off the end of the gear selector, and if you watch there, it just slides off, and then that just slides back and it will come off the gearbox. Now I haven't got my under tray on at the minute, so you may need to take this bracket off here to get it out, but there's that off. Pop that in your tray. That's that bit done. So 2 hoses I'll do last. I don't want to do them yet, and I then need to start taking the bolts out into the side of the engine. So I've now got it jacked up on both sides. I don't know if that is going to be enough to get the gearbox out. I'm pretty sure it will be, looking underneath. There's a fair old amount of space to drop the gearbox out of there. So my plan of action is, I'm going to leave the bottom bolt in for now. I'm going to get a jack underneath the engine. First of all, I'm going to take out the dog bone mount, which is here. It's going to undo that one and move that out the way, so we've not got that to contend against. Where that bolt is. Take the starter motor off, get that out the way, which leaves me access just to the top bolts. After that, I then need to get underneath and get the drive shafts out. Now what I have done is just took the bottom arm out on both sides. So both bottom arms are loose. So what I have done is took out both bottom arms. So what I'm then going to do is get in there and take out both drive shafts, that drive shaft and the other drive shaft. There's drive shaft bolts, we'll get them done next. Let's get cracking. Right, so that's that drive shaft disconnected, all the bolts are out, and I've just left it hanging. So I'm going to get this bolt out last, other side, and we should be able to get the gearbox off. So the next thing you need to do is go around and start disconnecting all of these 18mm nuts. Now, I found them quite hard to get out in some spots, some of them are very tight, so crack them off with a spanner and try and get a 1/4 inch ratchet on them is probably the best thing to do. There's a couple at the top and a couple all the way around the gearbox. Let me show you on a cardboard cutout. So on here, what I've tried to do is show you what I've took out and what I've done. So you can see down here, I put the cut bolts out the way because we had to take the cut bolts off the gearbox. And also then there is multiple 18mm bolts that go all the way around the gearbox. This one at the flywheel, so make sure you double check inside once you've took. I've got the engine mount bolts, I've got the rad pack bolts, and yeah, unfortunately I lost the audio at this point in time, but I tried to put what was where. Now the most important thing when doing this is the bolt locations. Now I had a real problem because as you go around the 18mm bolts, this one was in the starter motor hole. So when you take the starter motor out, there's a bolt inside there, and the drive shaft one comes back on yourself. So just double check, go around, and hopefully this will help you guys out. So all I'm doing is just trying to show you guys how I take the drive shafts out. Sometimes I think it's good for me to give you that bit of in-depth information. So all I've got is a long bar and a spline bolt. Then I'm moving back to the top, just trying to take these two coolant hoses off, because as you know, I dribbled a little bit by accident. But look, what we're trying to do is just get these off, get them out the way, so then we can start to drop that gearbox. Back there, I can't get that drive shaft out. I know I've said it before, I can't get that drive shaft out at the minute, so it's absolutely seized and my gun will not get it out. So I think it's stuck down the back just here now. So what I'm going to do is just get a pry bar behind them. I'm going to take the little cups out, so them cups there with the white X on, I'm going to take that cup out now, and hopefully that should be it. But for the people who just do these videos and don't actually tell you guys how hard it is, it's so annoying, because it's a pain in the arse. This is a mega pain in the arse, this one. But I'm nearly there. I can see the flywheel. It's looking very, very tatty and very old. So again, it's just a number of bolts, flywheel off, flywheel on, gearbox back on. Lord only knows how I'm going to get that gearbox back on. I have no idea yet. But with a little bit of leverage and a little bit of manoeuvement, I'm pretty sure we can get it on. Let's get cracking. It's one gearbox dropped out driveway style. And I tell you what, let me just show you as well so you can see it's totally disconnected now. I just need to wiggle it, somehow maneuver it. I could probably even just leave it there while I change the flywheel. So if you got this far in the video, do me a massive favour, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything and it massively helps the channel grow, so please do that, I'd really appreciate it. So all I'm doing here is just taking out the flywheel bolts. Now I have loosened the majority off, they are in very, very tight, so I need to make sure that we torque them back up the exact same way. So I'll be checking the data sheets to make sure that I can get these torqued back when I get the new flywheel exactly how they should be done. And all I'm doing here is just hitting the side of the flywheel all the way around, just tapping it just to try and get it to move, to loosen off so it falls off to the ground. Now what I will say is these are on very, very tight, so they do take a lot of persuasion to get them off. Before we do that, I just want to quickly show you my logic behind what I've done. So I did have a jack on the underneath, but if you guys know what I'm like, what I don't want to do is scrimp and scrape on health and safety, especially when I'm on my own. So what I have done is just got the engine crane out. Now most people won't have an engine crane. You can use a jack, but that engine is wobbling so much. So all I've done is just jack the engine up this side very high, as you can see. I could probably let that down a little bit now, but it's sturdy. And again, I paid 100 quid for this engine crane off Marketplace. So really, I might as well start using it. And I've always said that if I needed to use an engine crane, these are the types of job I was doing. But this is a right bitch to get out. And people who say this is easy, they're just lying to you. It's not easy. I mean, on your own, it's even harder. If you've got a couple of lads, probably a breeze. I'll give me mate a shout on me stepbrother, a shout when I'm going to put that back up, because it'll just be easy with two of us. But yeah, a bit of a long old slog getting it out. Yeah, people could have said that I should have done it when I done the engine. Totally agree with you, but look, I've got it in, I've got it driving, I've got it moving, and now it's about replacing that part. And any other cars that I buy maybe later down the line might just need a gearbox, might just need a clutch. We don't know what they might need, so it's worth just having a go at this. But I think for me, anything VAG related driveway now, I probably will just pull the engine out, because I'm not gonna lie, in that 2 hours I could have had this engine out, put it inside the garage, took the flywheel off, put the new flywheel back on, connect the gearbox back up and put it back in there. But DSGs are very, very heavy. So yeah, this is why I always like to take the parts out. It's got ZSB 03L 105266 AE HU LU4. I'll take a picture of that and I'll order a new flywheel tonight. It has gone pretty dark in here, but so far,
now as much as this is really annoying and never happens to me, the GoPro cut out while we were fitting the flywheel, and we're midway now putting the gearbox in. But let me tell you, while we're lifting this gearbox up, the flywheel will only go on one way. So you've seen earlier on, we knocked it off with a hammer, or we got it so at least it came off. As it came off, use some brake cleaner, give it a good clean down, clean all like the plates and stuff behind there. Get your new flywheel. Now when you put it on and you lift it up, it sits on top of the sprocket, and you'll see when you take it off and you took the bolts out, right? In a nutshell, it will only go on one way. It will only move around one way. The bolt holes will only line up one way. Very similar to putting a wheel on. So once you get one bolt in and you've got it all right, you'll see, if you can see a little bit of silver as you look through the holes, it will only go on one way, guys. Please, please don't worry. I did panic at first doing that bit, but now I'm happy with it. So this has been the hardest part for us. Now the engine's jacked up on a jack, and we've got the engine crane to pull the gearbox up and to get this back on. Now I'm not going to lie to you and say this was easy, because you know what? It wasn't.
So that's it. Bonnie is now back together. And if you have noticed, she's still up on all fours. I need to get the drive shaft bolts in, and I need to get now I still need to get the drive shaft bolts and everything back in and get it connected, but the gearbox is in, the engine's in. I've topped the oil up because I did lose some gearbox oil out of the gearbox when I took the cups out. Bear that in mind. Let's give it a first start and let's hope she goes into gear. So now that I've done a lot of the wiring, on the DSGs, I'm starting to understand how they hang together. So if I had a problem with my DSG gearbox now, I'd have some sort of flashing light on here. I took this off again because I've tidied all the wiring up. I would have some sort of fault here as such. So, and that is on red. You can't really see it because the light is not. There you go. So I've got no coolant in because I did have to drop the coolant because I knocked a pipe off by accident. But let's give her a start and see what happens. So I'm expecting starter up, go into gear. Job's a good one. Let's go for it. Starts up. Beautiful. Brake pedal in, into gear. And that is into reverse. Now I can't take my foot off the brake because I haven't got the drive shafts in, and I will end up busting something, but that is a success. and she sounds very nice. So look guys, it's got no coolant, I forgot about that. So that's it, DSG flywheel. Is it possible to do on the driveway? Absolutely. Would I recommend it? Probably not, but I suppose in life you've got to take some form of risk and have a go at it. That DSG gearbox is really, really heavy guys, so please make sure you bear that in mind. The normal gearboxes, as an example, I go to the gym, I can bench press over 100 kilograms. I can easily take a gearbox off a normal car and drop it down on my own on the driveway. No problem at all. That DSG gearbox is very, very heavy. So take that into consideration when you're doing it. Make sure you've got lots of supports, lots of straps around, because let's be honest, you don't want to cause yourself any danger. I had to get the engine crane out because guys, I wasn't comfortable, and I know myself personally, and you guys know me by now, I'm quite happy doing the majority of things. At one point I thought about just taking the engine out, because it takes me 2 hours to get the engine out and put the engine back in, and I could do it all safely and secure in my garage. But look, we live and we learn. I wanted to try this because I'm going to start buying some other cars going forward that may have these problems, and I want to make sure that we had this. So guys, thanks so much for watching. You do me a massive favour, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.